All right, thank you so much for staying with us on the program this morning on ITV, broadcasting live on the network service of independent television. We'll begin the conversation here in our Benin Network Center before we move you to Lagos and Abuja. But we have something striking to talk about here in Benin. It has been an issue that has been on since the beginning of the week or since late last week, where the Revenue Mobilization and Allocation Commission, RMFAC, have said that there is plan for them to increase the pay of our political office holder. The chairman of the RMFAC came out to say that it is absurd that the president can be earning 1.5 million a month as a salary. That is too small. It has gone beyond what it ought to be, that this is not the regular standard in other climes. But the question has always been, their political office holders, is that really what they are earning? Over the years, people have been shouting that the cost of governance in Nigeria seems to be the highest all over the world. But why targeting increase or increment in the pay of our political office holders amid an economy that is dwindling? I mean, a country where average Nigerians are earning 70,000 naira minimum wage that can't even take them home. That was part of our opening this morning. It's not even a living wage, it's a minimum wage. Let's make sense out of all of this. Is it the right time? Is it necessary for them to do this, or it is born out of greed on the part of our political office holders? I have a civil society activist, a right activist, who is with me live in the studio for us to make sense out of this. Comrade Curtis Ogbebo joins me live in the studio. Comrade, good morning and good to have you.
Mr. Lawrence, good morning. My viewers at home, good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. So the statement has been on almost a week now. You know, everywhere is awash. They want to increase the pay of our political office holders, the president, vice president, ministers, just name them basically. At this time that we are battling a harsh economy, is it right for this to happen from your own point of view?
All right. In reality, it is absolutely wrong, and it is not necessary at this time, at this point of time when Nigeria is grieved, when there is a very devastating economic degradation and economic despair that have bedeviled the Nigeria state and Nigeria citizens. So to me, it is very insensitive on the part of the government to consider or suggest such that a Nigeria state where an average citizen can no longer afford 3 square meals a day, a state as it is now, when Nigerians are carrying economic burden, the Nigeria government should have put the plight of the average citizen into consideration instead of considering increasing the salaries of public office holder. From what is in public domain, that the Nigeria president receive above $1 million or rather 1.5 million naira monthly. But over time, we've not been told what they receive as allowance. If what we know, that the president, the vice president, the governors, and other public office holders consume in this country, if Nigerians are aware of what those we have elected into position consume, that we, the ordinary citizens, are living in abject poverty, it will cause what we refer to as a revolution. So it is not the right time for Nigeria government to come up with increase of salary, because we as a people, it is not convenient for us economical and political wise.
Okay. All right. Now, you see, the Constitution creates room for some of this adjustment to be made as time goes on, depending on the reality of how the economy is, basically. They are also saying that they are also feeling the pulse of the economy. But if you look at it, they are the one who actually plunged us into where we are today. No thanks to the removal of fuel subsidy, no thanks to the removal of electricity tariff, no thanks to so many subsidies that has been removed. On their own part as well, they are justifying what they want to do because they are also Nigerian citizens. You can't take that away from them. The same way you are a citizen, the same way I'm a citizen. That is how your president, your vice president, the governor, the senator, the honorable, they are also citizens of Nigeria. So the fact that they've reviewed the minimum wage, they feel is also time for their own to be reviewed. Your take on that?
Okay, if you say the government reviewed the minimum wage, to what extent?
To 70,000 naira.
To 70,000 naira.
Yeah.
Mr. Lawrence, what can 70,000 naira afford you in this economic situation that we find ourselves in?
Maybe we'll talk about that off air.
Okay, no, this is the reality. Now, what differentiates the president and governor to the ordinary citizens, to you and I?
He's a political office holder.
And what makes him different from me? Does politicians have a specific market where they go to buy their things? Is it not the same chicken? Is it not the same rice that the politicians go to market to buy that you and I go to market to buy? Why would the president be receiving 1.5 million naira and ordinary citizen be receiving 70,000 naira?
But the constitution makes provision for him to do that.
If constitution make provisions for the presidents, or rather for the salaries of the president to be reviewed, the same constitution make provision for the salaries of the ordinary citizens like the civil servant to be reviewed.
Which they've done already.
And the Nigerian Constitution says that that we are all equal before the law.
Yes, so
this is the greatest injustice. That you want to review a salary of someone who is already earning 1.5 million. So what amount are we looking at? And in that same right, that same constitution that gives you the right to also review the salary of an average Nigerian, does not also give them the power or the sense of justice and equality to review that of the civil servant to the extent that they can afford a bag of rice for 1 year. If we want to be sincere with ourselves, you will know that an average Nigerian worker will be very difficult to afford a bag of rice in a year. So what sense are they trying to make out of this? Okay. If I tell you that the salary that they are talking about is just a mere eye service, a tip in the iceberg.
You think so?
Yes.
Why would you say so?
If you consider, if you know the allowances that public officers receive in this country, it will cause revolution overnight. Okay. Some time ago, it should be during Adams Oshomole.
Yeah, when he was the governor.
When Adams Oshomole was the governor in Edo State, the civil society in Edo State got wind of a proposed bill that was before the State House of Assembly. A bill that we tagged a very bogus pension allowances for state
governors and deputy governors,
yes,
after the leave of
governors and deputy governors. Yeah. Mr. Lawrence, when we did our calculation, if I'm not mistaken, it takes about or more than 2 billion naira for the state government to service as of government officials.
One person.
As officials, not one person. More
entirely.
Than 2 billion naira.
A month? As at then?
As at then.
Is it in a month or
yes.
in a quarter or in a year?
In a month.
In a month.
As at that time.
As at then.
So as at that time, we did not allow the state government to pass that bill, which of course we believe that after our protest, they went behind to pass that bill. Just recently, Mr. Lawrence, the former deputy governor of Edo State,
yes,
His Excellency Comrade Philip Shaibu, sue Edo State government.
Yes, I saw that report.
And you saw the analysis that was done.
That was given.
That for the space of 2 to 3 to 4 years, that the state government refused to pay him allowances.
But he was the deputy governor.
Yes, perhaps because of the friction he had with the governor. That within the space of 2, 3, 4 years, that the state government are owing him 1.9 billion naira for armored cars allowances, 1.9 billion naira for Hilux vehicles, about 100 million naira for new houses, about 80-something million for his wife, according to the analysis we saw online, for his wife medical.
According to the breakdown.
Yes, according to the breakdown we saw online.
Yeah.
It run about 10 billion naira
In
to
total.
service just one public office holder within the space of few months. And I ask myself just the way I'm asking the Nigeria government, what is the total salary of a civil servant in 30 years? Does it amount to $1 billion naira?
No, we saw the police officer who came out the other day.
You can see the inequality.
Yeah, we saw
that
the police officer who came out the other day to say after 35 years,
by the Nigeria
he was
government.
being paid whether 1.2 million or 1.5 million.
You said?
We saw the police officer who came out the other day to
Yes,
cry about
that his is it gratuity now?
Yeah.
After 35 years of
years.
service was amounting to about 2 million naira or less. That is injustice against the people of Nigeria. So, if the government want to be sincere, if the government want to be just with the citizens, by now, an average Nigeria worker should not be any less than 500,000 naira.
An average Nigerian
An
worker.
average Nigerian
When you say
worker.
average, are you talking about someone who's a university graduate or someone who didn't go to school but is
When
in
we
step
say
one?
an average,
An
we are
average,
talking
yeah.
about the minimum wage. The least person
Level
in
one,
the
step
civil
two.
service.
Level one, step
Yes.
two. Level two.
Yes.
Okay.
Shouldn't
Like
be
the
any.
messengers,
Yes.
the cleaners.
Yes, shouldn't be any less than 500,000 naira. Because to me, sometimes when I calculate what it costs me to buy, to fuel my
fuel your
vehicle for just a period, and an ordinary citizen who is trying to survive,
Yeah.
when I consider what it takes to fuel my generator, what it takes to fuel my vehicle, I now begin to wonder.
How do they
How
survive
do
with
they
70,000
survive?
naira?
This is the single reason some of us have refused from time in the past. So I refuse to work for the Nigeria government because we see it as a very embarrassing.
But if they open an application today for recruitment, the place will be flooded with people.
That is because there is a high level of joblessness. Unemployment. The government over time have refused to create an enabling environment for individual to come up with business that will survive. If an average Nigeria decide to come up and start running small and medium scale business, the same government will come up with a very frivolous taxes that will crash that business. So most time now the cost of fuel, an average barber, it will be difficult for a barber now to buy fuel to run his business. Okay. Likewise, several other business who over time that could not survive, either by security-wise, in terms of power supply, in terms of government taxation, etc. So most often people believe that it is more convenient for them to work and receive salaries at the end of the month rather than indulging in businesses that the same government do not create an enabling environment to survive. So that is why you see that despite the fact that the citizens understand that the take-home pay at the end of the month is not enough for them to survive and survive their family, it is often said that half bread is better than none. So they settle for the less. So that is why we find ourselves in hoping that it will get better. But while we're hoping that it will get better, it's getting worse. With government anti-people policies and its implementations, and this continuing economic disputes that is being aggravated almost every time.
Almost every administration come with their
own
own different type
policies,
of policies
that does not embody the interest
of the people.
Okay. So that is where we find ourselves.
Let me take you to the Constitution. Section 14, which is in the lips or is on the lips of every Nigerian. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Section 14 talks about. Section 14, sub 1, A and B, security, welfare of the people should be the sole purpose of government. Now, with this proposal, because the truth is, like you said, the analysis you gave of the Edo State government years back, at the end of the day, they still passed through your back as a civil society organization. They implemented it. But if you look at it from where this, the revenue mobilization is coming from, that the political office holders also have a welfare to be met. And this is their own welfare by increasing their pay. Don't you think it is their right just like the way the right of the average Nigerian who is earning 70,000 naira is also there. Is it not their right as well?
Yeah, it is their right
Yeah.
to do so as provided in the Constitution. That taking it up from what you said,
Yeah.
the section 14 of the Nigeria Constitution, which explicitly stated that the security and welfare of the citizens shall be the primary responsibility of the government.
Yeah.
The security and welfare. Now we ask ourselves, what is the welfare of the average Nigerian citizens? Does it have anything to write home about? What about the security? Nigeria provides for their security. When we are talking about welfare, we are talking about good road, we are talking about good healthcare, we are talking about security. We are talking about the basic amenities that will make and that will create an enabling environment for citizens to strive. The government have not even put that into consideration. Now, you ask, is it not their right? It is their right.
Okay.
But is it feasible?
All right.
Due to the economic despair that we are currently going through? Is it realistic?
Yeah.
It is not. The government official, what we are saying that the government official should consider the citizens, ordinary citizens first before themselves, because they are privy and entitled to some other luxuries that is provided for
wardrobe allowance, stress
by the
allowance,
government, which the ordinary citizens is not entitled to and does not enjoy.
Okay.
I dare the federal government or the government at all levels to review or reveal all the allowances that they collect, starting from the president to the vice president to ministers and the senators and House of Assembly. I dare them to make it public to the Nigerian citizens, if it will not cause revolution.
Okay.
If I believe...
you know, you've been using the revolution word.
Yes.
So let's be guided. So it doesn't look like we are promoting.
No, I am not promoting.
Okay.
When we say revolution, revolution simply means a change.
But the way we see it, we see it from another perspective.
If you look at the meaning of revolution, it means a change in the system. All right. So these are some of the things that is likely to bring a clash between the citizens and the government. The day the citizens will realize that over time they have been cheated by those that have been elected to represent them, then it's going to be a different story. So I want to advise the government to jettison that thought of doing an upward review on their salaries without considering that of the ordinary citizens. Okay.
Someone who is an economist, who understands the economic principle, balancing whether it should be done economically or it should not be done, is right here live with us in the studio. And that is the person of Jimmy Oko. Jimmy Oko is an economist by training and also a lecturer of economics in a tertiary institution. So let's look at it from his own angle, from the economist angle, and while we're also looking at it from the civil society angle as well. Good morning, Jimmy, and good to have you.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. So it has been on the news lately since the beginning of the week that the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Allocation Commission is planning to increase the pay of our political office holders, from the president to the vice president to ministers, senators, those holding political offices. The statement or the reasons they gave is that the money they've been earning since 1999 is what they are still earning till today. But an average Nigerian will tell you, no, that's not true, because they know what some of these people go home with, the humongous and bogus amount of money, allowances, and all of that. But from your perspective as an economist, we are battling inflation, the economy is not working, times are hard. Should this be the right time for this move or this step to be taken by the government?
All right, thank you very much. Well, I think it is not a question of whether greed or necessity.
Okay.
The negative of the words, which is greed, is an understatement of what it should be called.
Okay. So what should it be called?
I think it is gross ineptitude in the side of the government.
Okay.
It is lack of concern from their own aspect to actually address issues that are facing Nigerians as we speak. The truth is, like you rightly said, if you look at the indicators of our economy as we speak, it is woeful to imagine that people are still living in this country without the hope of where the next meal is going to come from. And a person who goes to the same markets, who eats the same food, who buys the same things, who is complaining that the millions should now be increased. Well, like the chairman of the commission said, that the last time it was they looked at the pay was about 2008 or so, and he disclosed that the president is earning 1.5 million.
Everybody laughed about that.
When I saw the figure, I started to laugh and imagine how these people actually take Nigerians, whether they think Nigerians are fool or anything. Like, how on earth will President Tinubu justify that all his spendings are based on 1.5 million? Is 1.5 million enough for the breakfast that Tinubu takes? So you want to tell Nigerians to fool us that the president is paid 1.5 million naira? I think to add to what I heard my brother said last
Comrade Curtis, yeah.
That if you are talking about increment of your pay, then disclose what's your total package every month. Tell Nigerians all the allowances, hazard, health,
stress,
stress,
sitting allowance,
Sitting
medical allowance,
yeah.
wardrobe allowance, traveling allowance.
For the senators, for instance, are you aware that those in the National Assembly are given constituency allowances?
Yeah, for constituency project.
Which they don't account for.
Is to, even though you are not primarily called to start driving projects or to make laws for the good of your people,
Yeah.
then there is need one or two times. When you look at your constituency, look at the people,
You visit the people and see what they need.
You address it. There is no constituency, federal constituency, state constituency in Nigeria that is not suffering from bad roads, electricity problem, water, all of these ones. Then these people talk about, have you ever asked them to disclose how much their constituency allowance is? But they are quick to tell you, my basic pay is 10 million, it's 5 million.
Well, you know, a senator came out recently to say a Senate a senator rather, earns 2 billion in a month, while a House of Rep member, he alleged actually. You can go ahead.
That is to tell you that these people, they are not only trying to just, not stopping at increasing their pay.
Okay.
That is too elementary to call it.
Yeah.
What they are doing is to tell Nigerians that they are fools, which obviously is not so. Now, look at it. If the federal government at this time is talking about increasing pay for political office holders, I look at it in two ways. One, the aspect of morality.
Yeah.
Is it morally right to be talking about increasing pay at this time when the minimum wage, you struggle to hang it at 70,000 naira, which is still not feasible in most of the cases we have?
Some governors are raising to 104,000.
But the federal government is what we are saying.
Yeah.
Because this is something from federal government.
Okay.
Even the states that have done so,
Yeah.
how many of them have actually complied? We are not talking about political statements
Yeah.
that have been made.
Okay.
We're talking of reality. How many of them have actually paid? So the truth is, we go to the same markets. President Tinubu, for instance, was voted into office as president. He was not voted into office with his friends, his associates, to go and stay in his house and kick cow every day.
Yeah.
So the idea of Nigerians is that Tinubu should be there in his house, his wife and children, thinking about how to feed the country. So therefore, it means that what I eat in the house should also be enough for Tinubu to eat. Because he does not eat food from heaven.
That's true.
He goes to the same market.
Yeah.
So if I am feeding my own family, I'm taking care of my family of, some people take care of family of up to 10 members. Then how many places are in Tinubu's house that 1.5 million therefore cannot take care of? If we want to come to that mathematics.
So you are saying, in essence, if 70,000 naira can take care of 10 families,
yes,
1.5 million should also be able to take care of.
Because after all, when you fly to London,
yeah,
Nigeria pays for the flight. When you travel from
for medical vacation
to Waye Coffee that is close to the to Asoro there,
when they drink tea or coffee, it's on Nigerians. When
it.
they take lunch or breakfast, it's on Nigerians. So what are they telling us?
In your office, we pay for it.
Okay.
So the 1.5 million, why is it not enough? Why is the 1 million not enough for this? Then you will explain to us what you are doing
with the
that
money
Nigerians are not doing.
Okay.
That they are copying with 70,000 naira for. That is on the aspect of morality.
Okay.
Then the other aspect is area of competence and admission to failure. Do you know that the federal government, if they are coming out like they are doing now to say we want to increase what we pay, in other words, what they are saying is 1.5 million naira is too small. It has not enough value to take care of Mr. President. Yeah. 1 million is not enough. It's not valuable enough to take care of so and so politician in office. If you are admitting that, you have admitted publicly, therefore, that the value of the naira under your watch has
dwindled.
And if it has collapsed, the primary objective of the government is how to increase the value. Then there is nowhere in the world that palliative measures becomes the subjects of those in office, except in Nigeria.
Okay.
Palliative measures are only for people, the general citizens. Cope with this while we are trying to fix this.
Yeah.
But you are telling Nigerians that to grant you a leverage to cope with something. Meaning that you do not have insight when you are going to remedy the value of naira that is eroding. So if you go ahead and tell these people, yes, it is not 5 million, it is not 10 million, they are complacent.
Okay.
Therefore, there is no push to remedy the dying value of the naira. Now tell me, where in the world, America for instance, how have you ever heard that the president of America is paid up to $1.5 million a month?
I don't think so.
People do not want to appreciate this fact. That $1.5 million ought to be 1.5 million naira.
Exactly. Just like $1 should be like 1 naira. I keep saying that in terms of value.
The Prime Minister in the UK paid 1.5 million pounds.
Pounds? True. That's a question nobody's asking. Nobody's asking that question, yeah.
Then if you are saying, if the American president is satisfied with less than $1.5 million, let's say $100,000,
for instance,
If he's satisfied with that, you know what that means? It means that
our president should be satisfied with 200,000 naira.
Have been able to save the value of the dollar so that he can cope with it.
Yeah.
But in our situation, what these people are opening to the public is that we have failed to maintain the value. We have failed to save the value of our currency. Yeah. Therefore, Nigerians, come and save us. So we should be saving political officials that they should be part of the menace that they've created. They should be part of the problems that they created.
But are they the one who created the problem per se?
It is lack of management that led us to where we are. Have you forgotten that naira, 1 naira was
equal to pounds.
It was even more.
More than a pound.
I read that.
But now naira is one of the most useless currency in Africa.
It's mismanagement.
Okay.
Because we refuse to encourage production.
Yeah.
We wanted to create few rich individuals, giving them license to import certain commodities, and collapsing potential sectors that we have been able to create those ones. Okay. Not because Nigeria cannot say within 3 months we want to fix electricity.
They can't do that.
But a few persons must become billionaires through importation of generators and all of those. And right now we are even new businessmen are emerging in the area of solar importation.
They have they gave the villa a mini solar grid for 10 billion
because
naira.
The government want to save few persons who should be billionaires. Then Nigerians must be in darkness so that we can continue to patronize these people. Okay. Then when we keep importing these things, Nobody has said the effect on our naira.
Okay, that's the exchange rate.
Yes, the Nigerian government must accept the truth that until you discourage the patronage of the dollar in this country,
all right,
then our naira cannot be saved.
Okay.
And they should be part of the problem they created.
All right.
In my own case, I would have been very happy. 70,000 naira would have been too much. I belong to Nigerians that would have said 70,000 naira is too much as minimum wage. Yes, you know why?
Why?
Because if a naira was equal to a dollar, you are telling me 70,000 naira.
When you convert it,
I will finish that in a year.
That's true.
So because of that, it is the responsibility of the government,
to fix.
Failed. They did it. It's their problem.
Okay.
It's their failure. So as I am coping with 70,000 naira, that is not enough, even though it's supposed to be enough, but because they have destroyed the value.
So the political officer should also cope with the 1.5 million. Okay.
Let's cope with that.
Comrade Curtis, let me come to you from the civil society point of view. What if at the end of the day, after there's so much talk, after this banter, everybody seems to be bantering with the government, that they still go ahead to implement this? What would the civil society do?
All right, civil society, over time, most especially those of us who are operating from this part of the world or this part of this Nigeria, we are to an extent equally limited. But be that limited in terms of resources to perhaps maybe want to restrict the government, because we have the platform, we have the intellect and the legal right to challenge government and try to restrict government from taking societal actions, which we have done over the time. But be that as it may, it is our duty to keenly study government policies on or before it is being implemented. So we have a lot of actions that we will take to ensure that the Nigeria citizens is first put into consideration before the government will go ahead.
But they are also citizens of Nigeria. Let's not forget about
yes, should I say the disparity or the margin between the government officials and the citizens is too much, that there's a need for us to close the gap. I think that is where the problem lies. It should be the citizens first. And it's not something that the civil society alone can do. It is our duty to raise alarm. It is our duty to educate and to create awareness amongst the people. It is also left for the citizens to wake up, to take their destiny into their own hands. So we, at the long run, if they don't jettison that thought, we are going to work with the other unions and other bodies like the NUC, the TUC, to ensure that we work in synergy to stop the government from further increasing the pains and the agonies of the Nigerian citizens. And there are other laid down rules and procedures that we can also take actions by asking the chairman of the commission to furnish us with the information, with the detailed information of all the take-home pay,
including the allowances.
Yes, that is what.
That is where you guys are interested in.
Yes,
not
that is
not
at this point
salary.
In time. That is what we are going to compare the chairman of the commission to provide Nigerians with all the detailed information. We are interested because, like he said during his analysis, they've taken us for granted over time. They call Nigerians fools over time, and this time it is time for Nigerians to wake up to responsibility. And in going further, we keep asking, like we mentioned, is Nigeria president more important to a professor, a lecturer?
We asked him that question.
No, he has been on it. He will take it up from there. Is Nigeria president or the governor more important to a soldier man who is being sent to a war front, to a policeman who does not even have an insurance, who does not have a medical insurance? Why are they putting their lives, why do they feel that their lives their office or their position is more important than that of the average Nigerian. Okay. So we are using this medium to tell the public officials that's in Nigeria, both the president, the National Assembly, that the lives of those who put their life at risk to protect us is more important than whatever they are doing there. Because personally, I don't see the importance or relevance of what they are doing. That the senator who no risk is attached to his job, all they do is to sit down and consume our
They are not consuming you, but they are making laws.
Are they doing it free of charge? Are they rendering that service to Nigerians free of charge? What is the cost of that services that they render to Nigerians? Okay. Is it more important to the soldier man who carry guns, leaving his family, risking his life with the hope of not coming back home? Is this a senator or a House of Rep member, a governor more important? Is his life more important? They shouldn't provoke Nigerians to carry their destiny on their heads. The day they do so, that offices they stay to implement those laws.
Let's not promote violence.
No. This is reality. It is very annoying. Okay. If you see what our soldiers, our police security agencies, our civil servants go through on daily basis to survive in this country, is it that they don't see it from where they are? Is it that they don't feel the impulse of citizens from where they are? Or is it just act of hard-heartedness that have led to where we are now, that where an average citizen cannot afford 3 square meal, they are thinking of increasing or doing an upward review of their salaries? It's unimaginable.
Jimmy,
it's called for serious concern.
I'll wrap up with
and Nigerians will have to wake up to the responsibility to march, if it warrant them to march in the street, to peacefully demand a stop to that whatever that they are planning.
All right, Jimmy, let me wrap up with you because we'll press for time. Now, what they are planning to do now, should this money be channeled to other sectors? Like one, education. The Academic Staff Union of University ASUs are threatening that they want to shut down the public universities, private, federal-owned and state-owned. If since 2009, by 2029 to be 20 years, every day we hear of this agreement coming up on a daily basis. I read this morning that a professor, not assistant grade lecturer one, a professor, full-blown professor, his salary is between 500,000 thereabout. Should they channel these funds to settle these guys, or because they are political office holders, they should increase their pay?
Well, let me tell you one fact that many of us do not know, that the politicians in this country, especially those in the offices, to settle issue that ASU have been agitating for
since 2009,
is very simple.
Okay.
It doesn't take so much to address the issues facing our tertiary education, even in the whole of education. But there is consciousness behind the failure to address the issue on the side of those in government. You know, my father told me when I was small that in the days when he was very young, anybody who is a university graduate used to be reverend. That as you are graduating, so many, you are already
opportunities are there. So people are coming to seek for you.
I know what? Education is very big asset. When you get it, people no longer intimidate you. The government people know, they are afraid of people getting educated. And you know what? A time came that this consciousness now went round. Everybody, even the man that is suffering in the village, wants to spill his own blood to ensure that his own children go to school. Now you see that almost everybody is now saying, go to school, go to school. The people have now gone to school. Almost every house you have now.
They are graduates, not even one.
You know what the politicians did? Instead of holding the university education secluded for only their children those days, seeing that the poor have now struggled to achieve that, they will now impoverish the system, cover the university education with so many difficulties that will discourage everybody from patronizing it. Then they will not send their children abroad. Then their children will not go to school. Do you know the meaning of that? So that when people later come and bring the CV, they'll say, this is a foreign graduate.
Foreign graduate. This is a local graduate.
So that disparity will now come in. It's no longer about who
whether you're a
went to
graduate
university.
now. Yeah.
It's about where did you go to the
Graduate from,
university.
whether foreign or local.
Yes. And until Nigerians understand this whole technique that the politicians are using to favor themselves and their children's children, so that the children of the poor will continue to serve the children of the rich and serve their father and their children at the same time. Not until Nigerians understand these techniques, we will not come out and do the right thing. Nigerians hold the power to pressure these people to do the right thing. Now, a professor, you know what it means. A person who has studied all his life, that has trained doctors,
researches,
engineers, accountants, lawyers, all of them. Even the same politicians went to the same school
under
and they were taught
school under him or her.
to be able to speak the little English that they speak. And at the end of the day, once you are out of the school gate and you enter one office, a month's time, you are already 100 times bigger than your professor that lectured you. Where in this country, where reward is not given for hard work. That is what it means.
All right, we'll press the time and we'll have to go.
The government, as regards this issue of increment of whatever
political office holders,
I think there is no moral justification. I think there is no need, economically speaking, because there is need for continuous pressure on those in the office to remedy, to salvage the value of naira. And once they keep having the pay, it means they are now having the palliative arrangement. Means they are going to be complacent.
All right.